What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters and welcome to Life to Metal. It's time for What's Spinning. This What's Spinning is a response to the Vinyl Potatoes 3 million subs contest. And Vinyl Potato is a YouTube channel that shows stuff very different from my own channel. But what he has in common with me is a passion for music, for the physical format, for the 7-inch singles, for the 12-inch singles, for 12-inch albums, for CDs, and that's what he's into. His musical style, very different from my own. I'm more into the thrash and heavy metal and the hard rock and southern rock and prog and stuff like that. He's more into pop punk, alternative rock, 90s hard rock, and so again, very different, but we have that similar passion, and that's what I liked about his channel. I really don't miss any episodes of his channel if I can, and I really enjoy it, so do check out the Vinyl Potato. Gotta find that guy a Kiss Potato Head because he needs one. But yeah, anyhow, his contest is show an album from 3 different bands, your 3 favorite power trio bands. Man, I was at the gym doing cardio, and I'm doing whatever I was doing at cardio, and I got a piece of paper in my hand, and I'm like on doing the stepper thing in a class I was taking, and I got a pen in my pocket, and I'm writing down names because just during that class I just started thinking, what are some of my favorite power trios? And I came up with this list of bands just doing cardio at the gym, and I had a hard time like paring it down. Raven, Jimi Hendrix, King's X, Exciter, Rush, At War, Thin Lizzy, their early albums, Power Trio, Manila Road, Blue Cheer, Motorhead, Venom, Destruction, Sodom, Corner, Budgie. I mean, that's just a handful of some of the ones that I came up with while I was jumping up and down doing my thing in the gym. So paring it down to only 3 was very difficult. Matter of fact, I found it impossible. So I'm going to have to do one as a honorable mention, I suppose. And I still can't even decide which one that is. So I'm just going to blow it and just going to do my 4 favorite power trios. So if I get disqualified, it's cool. I'm still supporting this channel, and that's what I do this for. So what do we have first? Who's playing in the background, if you can hear it? King's X. And this is their... Gretchen Goes in the Breast. Yeah. Spit it out, Scott! This is Gretchen Goes to Nebraska. And I love anything King's X. They are one of my favorite bands. And I thought maybe this would be something that he might enjoy as well, because definitely an 80s to 90s band. Definitely a different sound than what I normally sound. They've got that big, heavy riffs, down-tuned grooves. They've got the Beatlesque harmonies. Nobody kind of sounds like these guys, and I never did understand why they didn't get huge, because I mean they just have such an awesome sound. Progressive, very progressive at times, but also very simplistic at times. These guys just rule. And this is probably my favorite album by them, which this is their 2nd album. But I love any of their albums, and actually I had a hard time just choosing between the first 3 and which one to show. But I mean, I started playing them, and this is the one that just stuck out in my head. I mean, Out of the Silent Planet, Over My Head, Summerland. Such an awesome song. Everybody knows a little bit about something. Mission, Fall on Me, The Burning Down sentiment. There's not a bad song on this album. So King's X, one of my favorite power trios. It's going to be number 4 in this list. Gretchen Goes to Nebraska, their 2nd album from 1989, I believe. 1989, good guess. Next up, another one I had a hard time. Okay, which album do I pick? But this is the Jimi Hendrix Experience. And the Jimi Hendrix Experience was a power trio. And there you go, there they are. In the same tradition as bands like Cream. And just a freaking brilliant band. I mean, Jimi Hendrix is one of my favorite artists. I mean, just one of the greatest guitar players ever, in my opinion. He changed modern guitar playing. Nobody was doing what he was doing before him, and after him, everybody was trying to emulate him, copy him, and nobody could quite get it exactly like he does it. He had such a charisma that it just couldn't be touched. So I went with Electric Ladyland. This is the repressing of it. This is obviously the censored cover. I don't have the original cover any longer, but it doesn't matter. The music on here is just so brilliant. I love every song on here. And the God Made Love, Have You Ever Been to Electric Ladyland, Crosstown Traffic, Voodoo Child, Little Miss Strange. I mean, it's just Rainy Day, Dream Away. Oh man, it's raining outside. Rainy day, dream away. Sit back and groove on a rainy day. Yeah, I'll stop singing now. Jimi Hendrix Experience at number 3. One of my favorites. See, so we had a 80s, 90s band. We had a 60s, 70s band. Now we're going to go back to the 80s again. And show a new wave of British heavy metal band. This is Raven. These guys, nobody sounded like them. They were heavy, they were fast, they had this raunchy sound. They were just brilliant. And the thing is, these guys, they actually called themselves athletic rock, but they were a precursor to thrash metal, fast and furious. Always loved the cover on this one, just showing that, you know, the band buried into destroyed instruments. I mean, that's just describes what you get on here musically. Just pure chaos, but controlled chaos. You know, and those hyper vocals of John Gallagher, the manic drumming of Rob Hunter, Wacko Hunter, and guitar playing of Mark Gallagher, his brothers, John and Mark. These guys were awesome. Nobody sounded like them. Sure, you had bands like Venom who were probably equally as raw and heavy, but they didn't sound like Raven. Nobody sounded like Raven. And these guys actually ended up, you know, getting a little bit bigger after this. They ended up getting on a huge label in the 80s, and they're still around. They're still putting out music, and they're still great. So, Raven, while I had it out, I grabbed the, I also have the picture disc for that one. So, and number 1. Now, I've seen several people mention this band and then not show them because everybody else is going to show them, but nobody's showing them because everybody's saying the same thing. But Motorhead, man, these guys were the bomb in the 70s and the 80s. Nobody sounded like Motorhead. Again, kind of like Raven, raw and heavy, but a different sound. Lemmy's growling Rickenbacker bass through the guitar amps, you know. Nobody sounded quite like Motorhead. I remember reading, I can't remember if it was Circus or Cream, one of those magazines back in the early 80s, saying something to the effect of saying they were like the worst band ever. And many of my buddies at the time had to check them out, see who they were. Anyhow, this is the album that I bought, and I think this came out in 1979, 1980, 81, somewhere around that area, 81. So that was about the time I discovered Motorhead, and I bought this particular album, and man, this is just manic. I love live albums to begin with, but this album is just pure over-the-top lunacy. Everything about it, from Lemmy's guttural, raspy vocals to the growling bass to Fast Eddie Clarke's guitar playing to the melodies, the melodic songwriting. I mean, there's just nothing to dislike about this album. Even the banter when he has the roadie come out and introduce We Are the Road Crew. It's just classic. Anyhow, Motorhead Live. So that's going to be my number 1 pick for my top 4 power trios. And like I said, do check out the Vinyl Potato. I'll leave a link below. And hope you enjoyed this edition of What's Spinning. Let me know what you think of those power trios, and let me know some of your favorite power trios, and in the comments below. And I always answer you back. So, you know, give me a day sometimes, but I answer everybody back. So appreciate your comments. Appreciate you watching. That's it. Thumbs up. Subscribe. God bless. Stay strong.